Alright, so we've got an interesting hand here. We have got one of our best cards in Erratic Cyclops, but no red mana. And we're on the draw, so I think we're going to mulligan this hand, because I think it's a little bit too easy to punish. Yeah, that's a lot better, I think. Our opponent's also mulligan, you can just about see the faint outline of their hand up here. They've gone down to 5. So we're going to keep anything resembling a functional hand. The Dark Mesmerist is quite good at getting in some early damage. There's nothing exciting, but it does the job. Now, what you can't see, because my image is in front of it, is we have a pass button down here, which we can toggle to auto pass the rest of the turn. And we also have the button that will confirm moving on to phases. We are going to want to hit our land drop, so let's just keep that mounted on top. Let's see what our opponent's going to do. Okay, is it Guildgate? So it looks like we're against some sort of, probably Izzet or Grixis deck. Grixis is quite common as a colour combination because the controlling Izzet and Dimir cards do play very nicely together. League Guildmage is quite good. That's a very nice card going into the late game. Drawing cards and copying your spells can generate quite a lot of card advantage. Passwall Adept's annoying. It's going to be hard to attack into this board, although it looks like our opponent's missing their third land drop, which is not surprising considering they've gone all the way down to 5 cards. Another Mesmerist, a decent draw. What I'm going to do is I'm going to attack, shrink. There's not a huge amount of point in shrinking the Passwall Adept, because they can just block with it anyway. So I'm just going to shrink the Guildmage and fire off this Sure Strike when they block. It should get us a lot more damage through later in the game. Would have been nice to commit Fidalgo Mesmerist if our opponent hadn't blocked there, but yeah, our opponent's not got anything. We could just kill the Guildmage, but it's not doing anything, so I'm just going to fire off the Mesmerist and get in. As you can see, it's quite Arena's quite clever, and it will automatically target things when there's only one target. Electrostatic Field's quite good. Although our opponent's wishing is a good game, I think they think it's all over. We're going to shrink the Guildmage. So we have the option of Sure Striking this to get down the Electrostatic Field, which I think is worth it. We can use Radical Idea to bluff interaction. Just cycle. Goblin Banneret is not scary in the slightest. It looks a bit at odds at the rest of our opponent's deck. And we're going to cast Radical Idea in the end step. If you haven't been following, sorry, you can see the position of the turn alongside these barriers. So untap, upkeep, and draw here. Main 1, combat, close round for the Avatar. Main 2 here, and end step, and then the same for your opponent. We didn't draw another land, which is annoying, but I think I'm just going to pile on pressure with some more 2-drops. Quasi duplicate plus Beast Splitter Mage actually is something I neglected to mention, but that can generate a huge number of clones. because you can copy the Beamsplitter Mage and then make a copy of one of your other creatures as well. So we could very easily just swarm our opponent here. If we draw blue slots next turn, we probably will be quasi-duplicating. Our opponent's been unfortunate to get stuck on just 2 mana for this entire game. Okay. Well, if they're going to pump the Banneret and get in for 6 damage, we're not going to block. We're winning this race quite handily. And we can Cosmotronic Wave next turn. Get through the last smash. I'm going to direct current something. I was going to just kill the Guild Mage and forgot that it had the counter on it. You can always cancel it. There's a button behind the picture, but we can just kill off the Goblin Banneret or just deal 2 to our opponent. Let's just deal 2 to our opponent. It'll probably concede quicker. Arbitrary targets. Our opponent takes 10. Sorry, 10 this turn. And we've got a lethal direct current in our graveyard. As you can see, the cards we can cast in our graveyard pop up sort of next to our hand, which is a really nice feature. And there we go, our opponent's conceded, so we move to sideboarding. There's nothing I'm particularly interested in, maybe this Dazzling Lights, but I don't think I want to go into the full Boros sideboard plan. I think we're perfectly fine just putting on the pressure ourselves. Our opponent had a lot of spells stuck in their hands, so I imagine Disdainful Strokes can have some decent targets. And yeah, let's just go with what we had. Alright, this hand doesn't have red mana, but we're on the draw and we have a Radical Idea to cycle, so I think it's still worth keeping, especially because we Dragonauts for sure strikes can do such a huge amount of damage. Our opponent's kept 7 this time, so we're going to have a game. Of course, with no mountains in hand, we draw our double red spell on turn 1. And Goblin Electromancer is a pretty good draw from our opponent. We've drawn a red source, which is good because that means we'll be able to hopefully get to direct current sooner rather than later. And I'm just going to get the electrostatic field in play, start just getting pings in. For our opponent attacks, I'm not going to block because it's going to be very easy for them to have either a direct current or a sure strike. Although now they've played a Cyclops pre-combat, that's not an issue. You can get the wee Dragonauts on the battlefield. We want to draw the Electromancer of our own and some red sources because then we can just deal a huge amount of damage with our Dragonauts. Oh, Dimir Guildgate. Okay, they've got a splash. And another Electromancer. It's quite scary. I'm going to start by main phasing this Radical Idea. We're going to want to get in for 3 anyway with the Dragonauts. Okay, perfect. We drew a Mountain. We'll just get the Mesmerist into play. And attack with our Dragonauts. But next turn we can very easily go sure strike, get in for 11, plus 2 triggers off the electrostatic field if that's what we want to do. Our opponent clearly doesn't have a huge amount of spells, otherwise they probably have been attacking with their Cyclops. Oh, Cosmotronic Wave. That's not bad. I'm down to 12. Mountain. Okay, so we can direct current one of the Electromancers and sure strike this turn and try and set up to kill our opponent next turn. I think sounds good to me. We could just direct current our opponent. Let's do the maths. So each sure strike's worth 5 damage. Yeah, I think we play it safe and kill an Electromancer. We got so much damage with just by casting spells. And there's no spell that our opponent can cast to kill the Dragonauts here. They could have the bounce spell, but I don't think they do. So our opponent's going to be very dead next turn. And there's the Electromancer. That lets us do everything, almost. No, it doesn't. Let's not rush at that. So we're just going to start by attacking with just the Dragonauts. Our opponent has not blocked, and it looks like they're auto-passing from the speed that happened. So, sure strike. Triggers. And go to damage. Our opponent is dead. There we go. Success in round 1. Victorious. We're not going to change up our deck. And we'll move on to round 2.